Welcome back to our homestead, everyone. We are glad you're here. Have you ever wondered why your chickens have stopped laying eggs or their production has slowed way down? Well, today we're going to talk about 5 main reasons and 3 secondary reasons, and then actually a whole bunch of other factors that may be contributing to that. Let's go. So we currently have 7 chickens. 4 are Rhode Island Reds and 3 are Barred Rocks, and they usually lay about 7 eggs a day. They are 8 months old and they are at their peak of production for the year. But we went camping this weekend. We came home and they didn't lay as many eggs as I thought they would lay. And then the next day, following the day that we got home, there were even less eggs. What is going on here? What are you doing? Okay, first things first. Make sure your chickens are not hiding their eggs all over your property. If you free range your chickens, they may have found a new hiding spot where you don't know where the eggs are, and their production still could be up there, but you're just not finding them. So go find those eggs. So it is getting later in the year, and for those of you in different time zones, in different areas of the time zone, your daylight could be diminishing more and more each day than you think it actually is. So the number one reason why chickens start laying less is they start going into the winter months or the fall, and they have less daylight. Chickens need at least 16 hours of daylight to lay at a normal rate. Anything less than that and they will slow down. So one thing you can do is the same thing we do actually to help them up on our roosting bars is to put a light in the coop. That will help them every time they're going in to lay. Keep that light on and that'll help keep their production up during those winter months. Number 2 is age. Chickens will produce less eggs the older they get. So I don't have to worry about that with mine right now. They are not even a year old. But after that first year, your chickens, you'll see about a 15% drop off in the number of eggs that each chicken lays. After year 2, you'll see about a 35% drop off. Pretty amazing how quickly it drops off. So if you don't want any drop off, you're going to need to continually add new hens to your flock. Number 3, are your chickens molting yet? Now chickens do not molt until after about 18 months depending on breed, and molting is when they lose their feathers and they regrow their feathers. So all of the nutrition that is going to regrow those feathers is not going to egg production. So egg production will almost stop, if not, drop way down. So if they're molting, they're not going to lay as much. And that goes right into factor number 4, which is nutrition. Now they use a ton of calcium throughout the molting process, but they also use a ton of calcium to lay eggs. Obviously you're making the shell. So a great supplement to give them is a ground oyster shell. That will help them out a lot with their egg production if it does fall off, and none of those other factors that we're talking about today are coming into play. But you want to make sure that their diet remains consistent. So I have recently switched from layer crumbles to layer pellets. Could that have something to do with it? Potentially. I'm not sure yet. The nutrition in both products are about the same. They're from the same company, so that might not be the factor. So just remember, keep their diet consistent. Keep them on an even diet, a balanced diet, and your egg production shouldn't fall off for that reason. So that 5th and final major contributor to the loss of egg production with your chickens is stress. Now stress can come in many forms for a chicken, but the number 1 stress is predators. So you want to make sure that your coop, your run, they're super secure, and nothing is bothering your chickens. There's no snakes, there's no raccoons. Everything likes chickens, so make sure that nothing is around bothering them, stressing them out, because they will stop laying. Now, while predators are the most common source of stress for a chicken, there are like 4 other things that really stress chickens out. One of those is really loud noises. So if you're in a city environment and you have your chickens, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to quell the noises there, but that's maybe a reason why your chickens have slowed down their egg production as well. Also, a dirty coop. Dirty coops really bother chickens. They like it clean. Even though they make it messy, they like a clean and tidy coop. So make sure your coop maintenance is on par. Another sub-factor under stress is not enough nesting boxes. You need 1 nesting box per 3 to 4 chickens. And if they're all trying to lay in one single nesting box, or you just have way too many chickens, then you need to remedy that situation, because that is stressing them out as well. And the last one under stress kind of covers a lot of bases, but it's a pecking order. Is there a really aggressive hen that is stressing out the other chickens? Is she just way over the top, pecking everybody like crazy and just dominating the flock? If so, you might want to separate her. The other ones will de-stress, hopefully, and will start picking up their egg production once again. So those are the top 5 factors, with the stress factor having a couple of sub-factors underneath it. But let's go down to some secondary factors. There are 3 of them that really affect your chicken's egg production. One of those is having a broody hen. So broody hens, if you have a hen that is sitting on her eggs, she is not going to produce more eggs. So if she's really broody and she wants to hatch those eggs out, that could stop her from laying for about 21 days, because that's the hatching period. If she's constantly sitting on them, that's the hatching period for those eggs. So you won't get any other eggs from that hen in that time period. So another one of those secondary factors is illness. If she's not feeling well, she's not going to lay eggs. So illness can come in many forms. Your chicken could have a cold. Look for some mucus coming out of her nostrils, or her beak hanging open because she can't breathe out of her nostrils, so that would indicate a cold. Also look for any parasites, mites, or anything like that that could be affecting her and just throwing her off from her egg production. If she's not feeling great, she's not going to produce for you. And the last of those secondary factors is the addition of new chickens to your flock. If you introduce new chickens to your flock, then they're going to have to reestablish their pecking order. That's going to take them a little bit of time to do. And during that time, once they're sorting out their issues, they're not going to be laying as much. So that is important to remember when adding new chickens to the flock. So if after looking at all those factors that we talked about today and your chickens still aren't laying, yeah, just get rid of them and get a new flock. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. There is something that's affecting them and they'll start laying again. There's no need to worry about it. So for us and our chickens, it may be because they still don't have enough light. I might need to leave that light on a little bit longer in the evening, and it could be because we changed up their pellets. Everything, or the food from the crumbles to the pellets. Everything else seems great. They've got plenty of space in the coop. The coop is clean. They're not stressed out, except for my dog, but they're used to him. They don't mind him. They actually kind of peck through the fence at his nose if he's there, so he doesn't really stress them out. We've dropped from 7 eggs to 5 eggs a day, and it could be just because the weather is starting to turn. It's getting a little bit cooler here, and that's just the way it happens with chickens. So if that information was helpful for you and your flock, we'd appreciate a like on the video. We want you to head down, hit that subscribe button, and stay with us here. Now I want you to go click this video right here, which shows you how we built our predator-proof chicken run. Have a great day, we love you, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.